going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta be honest with you guys. When it comes to Modern Warfare 3, I'm pretty worried. I have to be real. I'm pretty worried because it seems that the community doesn't really give a crap that, Activision is turning something that was $70 DLC, and they're taking that and turning it into a full-fledged out project with less than a year. And it blows my mind, but it seems like it's an overwhelming amount of people who are just absolutely overhyping what we're about to be given with Modern Warfare 3 2023. But after seeing something recently, it has opened my eyes, and it's basically taken a lot of stress, a lot of weight off my shoulders. I'll be completely real with you guys. What I saw proves to me that the Call of Duty community is finally wising up. And again, it might not bring us instant change. It might not bring us anything good anytime soon. But to see that the Call of Duty community is indeed pushing in this direction makes me happy. And at the end of the day, it's obviously just more proof that the community is not happy with what Activision has been feeding us. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep into the topic of today's video, if you do enjoy what you hear today and want to hear some more commentaries around Call of Duty or even X-Defiant, we have a ton of stuff planned for this upcoming week and weekend. Next week is probably going to be pretty awesome as well, with a bunch of more content coming out from Modern Warfare 3. So obviously, if you enjoy this stuff, subscribe, hit that bell. We post every single day at 8 in the morning. And last but not least, if you guys want to catch any of my live streams, where basically we get all the background footage for our YouTube videos. If you want to see this stuff live and in action, hang out with us, squad up with us, we always do open lobbies. We're going to be live on Kick today at around 12 to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find the link to that channel down in the description of this video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now just to quickly fill you guys in on why I've been a bit concerned with how the community has been looking at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, I'm going to fill you guys in on a few little details that are coming within this game. As you can see right here from Charlie Intel, so far the rumors about Modern Warfare 3 will feature Modern Warfare 2 2009 multiplayer maps, red dots on a minimap, reload cancel returns, slide cancel returns, ninja returns as a perk, gear, perks will be gear, war mode will return, and outbreak zombies mode will return as well. But of course, a lot of you guys already know about this stuff, but even further, some more new information has come out. Again, a lot of content creators have already spoken about this stuff, but again, it's just going to lead to the point of the end of the video that really proves that, again, I was wrong about my initial impressions about the COD community. But moving on to the next image here, at Modern Warfare 3 launch on November 10th, the game's multiplayer will have new set weapons, content, operators, features, maps, and modes. Modern Warfare 3 will have also its own mastery camo challenges for its weapons. All Modern Warfare 2 weapons available to use with their level status maintained if you played Modern Warfare 2 or Warzone, and all Modern Warfare 2 cosmetics, operators, camos, blueprints, emblems, loading screens, and calling cards. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know already, yes, everything is transferring over. Now, this was leaked out, but it's official now. It's confirmed by Activision that, yes, indeed, weapons and all that good stuff, camos, progression, all that stuff from the previous Modern Warfare 2 game will be in Modern Warfare 3. So we will have all the base content from Modern Warfare 2 on top of a whole new list of weapons that we'll be releasing with the full version of Modern Warfare 3, which is absolutely insane, to be completely honest with you guys. I mean, again, I stand my ground when I say this is $70 DLC, but I can't lie when I say that this is a good change for live service gaming, right? I mean, we've been asking for something like this to happen since Modern Warfare 2019, where they transfer over all the content from the previous game into the new game and then transfer over to the next game and just keep packing it with content instead of resetting. Imagine Vanguard, if Vanguard launched with all of Call of Duty World War II's base content and then built on top of that, it would have been a much different story, honestly, but, we didn't have this. They didn't put this through. So this is a good change overall. I have to be honest with you guys. But again, it's persuading the vision of the Call of Duty community on what this game is actually going to be. Because of all these good, positive changes, there are a lot of big influencers out there who, with what they say comes with a lot of responsibility, because people will back it up. People will follow what they say, follow what they do. But there's a lot of individuals out there who are trying to fight the claim that it's DLC, saying it's not DLC, because if it was DLC, it wouldn't include all of this stuff. Which, yeah, at the end of the day, that's true. If we're going to say down to the core what Modern Warfare 3 is right now, officially from Activision, it is 1010% a real game in their eyes, out of their own mouths. But in reality, it's not. Okay? And that's the point that we're trying to make here, is that even though it's coming with all of this stuff, it's to persuade the community into purchasing the game, even though it's been through the absolute grinder. The absolute freaking grinder. The game was supposed to be campaign DLC for Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 was going to be a 2-year game. This was going to be the campaign for, the next version of the campaign for Modern Warfare 2. And that's it. They're going to leave it at that. And at the last second, Activision comes in and says, you have to add all of this stuff in. So yes, I get it. You know, it's a full-fledged out game. It has zombies. It has multiplayer stuff now, new features, all of this stuff, which technically makes it a new game. But is it worth it? Is it worth it to have a game like this where these features have less than a year of development time? It's not even going to be polished off. It's not even going to be fixed. They didn't have 3-4+ years of development time to put all this stuff together. They only worked on campaign in the last second. Now they have to explode and make all of this stuff happen. Make some magic happen. And again, people are looking at all of this stuff and they got their blinders on right now because they don't see the truth of what this game truthfully is, and they're going to start spreading this information, which again is the truth. They're not lying saying that it isn't DLC, but I can't tell that to my viewers. I can't realistically sit here and say this to your face that this is a full $70 product. No, it just simply is not. What we're getting is DLC to Modern Warfare 2. It's going to play like Modern Warfare 2. It's going to feel like Modern Warfare 2. And they're going to fix everything that was wrong with it. And that's their selling point. Add tons of content, bring over all the content from Modern Warfare 2 2022, and then add more on top of it, add in more maps, bring in a bunch of OG maps, fix the movement, fix the perks, fix everything that we're complaining about, and that's it. But if you're looking for passion, soul, love, anything behind this project, don't look for that. Because it's not going to be there. Because it's DLC. And surprising enough, the community basically agrees. I was really starting to think that everybody was going to get, finessed with all of these good things. And again, I can acknowledge that these things are good, 1010%. But again, it doesn't change the fact that they've had such little time to put it all together. Realistically, it's just, if Modern Warfare 2 released in the state that it released, with 4 years to put it together and 3,000 devs, I don't even want to think of what Modern Warfare 3 is going to release like, with Sledgehammer and then other teams trickling in trying to assist very partially with basically a year's worth of work. You know what I'm saying? But moving on, sorry. To prove that the Call of Duty community hasn't lost their marbles and they do understand that this is DLC, you could see right here, the Gaming Revolution over on Twitter put out a post saying the Modern Warfare 3 reveal trailer has more dislikes than likes. Yes, YouTube removed dislikes, but you could still see with plugins. Do people just not want to see 2 Modern Warfare games in a row, combined with the rumors of it just being a Modern Warfare 2 expansion? And as you can see right here, yes, it's true. 42,000 likes and 52,000 dislikes with almost 1 million views. That is wild. And again, I was worried that people were getting finessed over, but people understand. This right here to me is proof that people understand that we are being screwed over. They're ripping us off of money, and they're trying to scheme every last penny out of us. Even if it comes at the cost of just shoving out a game with less than a year's worth of time, they're going to go ahead and do it to try to take your money. And to respond to the question that the Gaming Revolution had, I don't think it's because people don't want to see 2 modern games in a row. I don't think that's it. I don't. I feel like people love that because Treyarch's game is going to be pretty much modern day. It's going to be set in the early 2000s, right? So if that's the case, that's kind of technically modern day equipment. We're going to be using pretty modern stuff. So we're going to have 3 modern games basically in a row. And I'm sure people are going to be hyping up Treyarch's game like crazy because we've been waiting forever for Treyarch to have a full 4-year cycle of time to put together a game. They've been abused for ages now. BO4 they were abused, Cold War they were abused. They finally get a full cycle where they can get a little love and put some passion into a game. And it's going to be modern day, and I guarantee people are going to go ahead and hype it up. So I don't think modern, games, having too many of them in a row is a problem. It's just the fact that people think it's an expansion pack. No, not think. They know it's an expansion pack, and they don't support these scummy business practices. And you want to know what I find pretty funny? I'm actually curious if they're going to go ahead and remaster some OG classic CODs with this one. The last time that we saw a Call of Duty trailer massively disliked, just completely dislike bombed, was Infinite Warfare. And the only reason we got Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered was because of that right there. Infinite Warfare just did so poorly, and it's sad too because I enjoyed Infinite Warfare. It's a hot take. I usually get hate for it all the time. It's fine. I liked Infinite Warfare, but at the same time, I can respect that it's probably one of the most hated COD games known to mankind. But that trailer performed so poorly that they had to go ahead and combine Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered with it just to make it be a bit more successful. People are looking at Modern Warfare 3, and they are literally looking at it as DLC. $70 DLC. I don't know if people are going to be intrigued this year to purchase it on through. And again, I was worried that people would be. But after seeing all these dislikes and seeing how many people are actually against what's about to come out here, once again, is opening my eyes. Because the trailer wasn't all bad. It's not like the trailer was bad or anything. It wasn't like it was scummy or anything. It's another Modern Warfare game. So, people like modern day combat shouldn't be too shabby, right? You would think. But what it proves to me is that it's further than that. It has to be because people are seeing it as DLC. All the other news around this game is positive. They're bringing everything from Modern Warfare 2 into it. They're bringing all the weapons and camos into it. On top of all the Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps being brought into the game. On top of all fresh new content, new weapons, and new maps from Sledgehammer being introduced into the game. There's like no negatives, right? Yet and still, it's still getting massively disliked. I really do think it's because people are opening their eyes and they know what they're being fed now. And it makes me happy. But like I said, I really do wonder, are we going to see a Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer finally remastered since they only did the campaign? Will we see a full port of, Modern Warfare 3, maybe the OG? Who knows? But at the end of the day, none of that stuff really matters. What really matters is that the Call of Duty community is once again wising up. They're opening their eyes, and they're finally seeing what the realistic view of Call of Duty is. And again, it doesn't mean you have to be negative about it. I can see the positives. I can see what's good. I can see positive changes here, and I can always acknowledge them. But nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, will take away from the fact that this game started off as DLC. It's going through production as DLC, and honestly, it's going to end as DLC in my personal opinion. There's no other way around it. They can advertise it however they want. They can charge it as a full-priced game at this point. But realistically, for me personally, I'm always going to see it as DLC. Maybe I'll be proven otherwise when the game comes out and I can finally play it. Obviously, I'll be happy if they'll prove me wrong. I really will. I love Call of Duty, so if this game turns out good, it's not bad for me, right? Especially as a Call of Duty content creator, it'll give me tons of things to talk about, tons of things to discuss. For the love of God, throughout this whole season, there's nothing to talk about. There was only one minor change for multiplayer, okay? And it was the sliding, the movement. And it wasn't even that crazy enough to go into deep detail. Every other change, every other fix, everything was done for Warzone, Like, every season is just so dry at this point. I'm trying to discuss map comparisons, and I got some weapons I want to talk about, but after that, what? It's like maybe 8 video topics, and then what with Call of Duty? And it's hard to be a Call of Duty content creator in these times when Warzone is taking over so heavily. I guess it's good if you're a Warzone player, but as a multiplayer guy, it's dry. But as I was saying, as a content creator, yes, I would love for it to turn out good. So please, Sledgehammer, prove me wrong. But until that moment comes, until it happens, I have to be cautious. Because year after year after year, we have all been finessed time and time again. So it's like the little boy who cried wolf. You can't keep falling for it. Prove us wrong, we'll be happy. But until then, I think you can acknowledge and you can accept that the community is going to be a little on edge when it comes to this game. And you can see it just by the dislikes on the initial trailer. But ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much goes ahead and sums up the commentary for today. I do apologize, I rambled a little bit on in the beginning. I didn't really get to talk about them adding in all the content like weapons and stuff. I really do hope they add in the maps as well. Keep the Modern Warfare 2 maps and port them over because, again, it'll just add more content to the loop. Can you imagine having all the maps from Modern Warfare 2, then all the new maps from Modern Warfare 3, and then all the OG maps from Modern Warfare 2 2000, just more content at the end of the day. But overall, I just wanted to go ahead and express my opinion about this game and showcase to you guys that the community is actually fighting back to a certain degree. Crazy because YouTube, removes the dislikes. You can't see it, but when you go in and get the plugins, it reveals a little something, and it's good. It's good knowledge for us because without that plugin, without that information, it's just another day for Call of Duty. But now that we see that it's not even equal, the dislikes are indeed surpassing the likes, it's proof right there that people are wising up and they understand what this game is all about and Activision's priorities with this game. They could have easily made Modern Warfare 2 a 2-year cycle. They could have made Infinity Ward fix up the movement, and they could have just put everything in that game. But instead, they want to get that extra year sale. They want to force something out, even if it doesn't have any time at all for development. They're going to get it out. Less than a year, just so they can charge for a full $70 title. But again, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like it. If you hated it, dislike it. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell so you can get notified on all things, Call of Duty X Defined, different topics. We do live comms, comparisons, in-depths, rants, regular comms, everything you could possibly think of. And of course, we will be streaming on Kick around 12:30 p.m. today. So if you guys want to check in on that, the link to that is in the description of this video, along with things like Twitter and all my other socials. But guys, thank you for tuning in. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.